Welcome to the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast, where we don't take from insurance companies. Here are your hosts, Mr. Jordan Comstock and Mr. Ben Duine. This podcast is sponsored by BoomCloud Dental Membership Software, www.boomcloudapps.com, and Veritas Dental Resources, www.veritasdentalresources.com. Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Navigating Dental Insurance Podcast. I am your solo co-host today, Jordan Comstock. Ben is, I think it's Friday, so Ben is probably having a barbecue somewhere. But I am his neighbor, so I will probably be joining him right after this. Today, I got an awesome guest, Pam, Dr. Pam from Dental Economics Magazine. Pam, what is up?
What is up? I'm so happy to be here. Sorry to keep you from a barbecue, but this is going to be so much fun. You won't even need a barbecue.
Can you imagine that? Like right after this, I just go to Ben's house. I'm like, hey, dude, I know you're having a barbecue. And he'd be like, what are you guys talking about?
To be honest with you, Ben is awesome. I think that might be like the best barbecue on your entire block.
The first week I moved into where I live now, I remember talking to my wife and I'm like, Ben lives around here. I can't remember if it's like 2 streets away, because I've only been to his house like once or twice. We always meet on the podcast, or he comes to the BoomCloud office, or he's out. We're out at an event hanging out, right? So I rarely go to his house. And she's like, "Oh, that's awesome! It's so cool that you know that you potentially have a friend that lives close by." I'm like, "Yeah, Ben's awesome." And all of a sudden, as we're like hauling like a bed frame into my new house, Ben like pulls up in his truck. He's like, "Jordan." I'm like, "What's up, Ben?" He's like, "Did you buy this house?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude." He's like, "We're neighbors." And that first week I did have a barbecue, and I sent him over a bunch of steak. So he liked that.
Nice. Well, it's
So
nice to have good neighbors. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's always fun, right? So anyways, I'm excited to have you on the show today because you guys are doing a live event in Nashville, correct?
Yes.
Which is somewhere that I've always wanted to go. I've never been there yet. I'm a big music guy. I play the guitar. I used to have a band. I still record in the studio with my brother, and he's my twin brother, who's our chief operating officer here at BoomCloud. He is an amazing guitarist. So we're always jamming, and my wife sings and plays. So I like music. It's a huge thing. So Nashville, Tennessee has been somewhere where I've always wanted to go, and I have never had a chance to go, and now I'm able to go. So thanks, Pam.
Of course. Now you have a really great excuse to come to Nashville.
Yes. So tell us about what's going on in Nashville and here in a few months.
So on August 26th, 27th, Dental Economics is hosting their annual conference, Principles of Practice Management. And the theme this year is Rock Your Practice.
Yeah, that's my type of theme.
A good one.
Yeah, Rock Your Practice. It's a 2-day event.
It is 2 full days. Yes,
and Dental Economics have been doing this conference for some time. I think 5 or 6 years. 6 years.
Yes.
What made you guys end up start to launch this type of event? Because you guys put out a lot of content and a lot of awesome information in the industry. What's got you interested in doing live events?
So I can't speak for Chris, but I can tell you from what I know that basically DE puts out a ton of content, like you mentioned. And we've got so many experts that share information and advice and experience to practice owners. But sometimes it's hard as the individual practice owner to take that advice and implement it. If it doesn't perfectly jive with, say, your practice or your business model. So the spirit of Principles of Practice Management is for you to come to a conference, roll up your sleeves, get some face time with our industry experts, get your specific questions answered. And depending on the content or the theme for each year, it basically, this is the first year it doesn't have a very tight, specific focus because, back in the day we had content about reading a P&L, bring your reports with you, like that kind of thing, or
That's awesome.
marketing, that kind of thing. This year is a little different because we're kind of emerging from the pandemic. And I feel like some of us are swamped with patients. Some of us are struggling big time. Some of us are having a horrible time finding staff. Some of us just kind of need to take this crazy momentum from the pandemic and harness it and just continue to grow. So I feel like everybody's dealing with something different. So
Totally.
we needed to have content this year that was kind of relevant to everybody. And so that's kind of why we've kind of made it rock your practice. So we're going to help you, get back on your feet if you're struggling, but also help you just take off from where you're going.
That's awesome. What are some of the speakers, and what are they speaking about this year?
So it's interesting. I have it kind of broken into two. The 2 days are broken up kind of intentionally.
Cool.
The first day is about the economy and systems and getting the most productivity out of your practice. So we're starting the day with Roger Levin, who's kind of going to sit down and talk with us about the economic climate, obviously what we've endured, which we kind of know what's going on, but also what to expect down the road and how do we brace for that. So again, this is really, really great info. We've got David Rice talking about staff and really trying to harness, get the most out of your staff, and also, how to, really just continue to be a motivator and a great leader. I also have invited my dental hygienist, Sarah Crow. She's amazing. She is the president of the Mass Dental Hygienists Association, so she's no slouch on her own. But when she joined my practice, she increased the hygiene production in just her one chair by over $80,000. And so she's going to speak with everybody about turning your hygiene room into a profit center. And I'm so thrilled to have you and Ben speaking, because you're going to help us kind of break free from PPO. If you're going to keep a PPO, how to negotiate the highest fees, but also if you just can't kind of find a common ground with them, how do you lose them? And so how do we do that successfully? So I'm thrilled to have you guys joining us as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm super excited that, Nashville, rock and roll, getting rid of PPOs. It's my favorite topics.
It's a win-win all around.
It's a win-win all around. Yes.
It is. And then we're going to cap off the day with Scott Frome, who is, if you don't know who Scott is, which I'm sure you do, he's a really successful periodontist. He's actually running a conference for the Perio Implant Advisory right next door from us. So we run actually two conferences at the same time. And Scott's going to be talking about implants and some interesting facts that have come up in the research as to items in patients' health and, what's contributing to implant failure and what we can expect down the road. Because I think some concepts that we had with implant dentistry that we've kind of grown to accept, he's challenging them. And so I think that's going to be a really, really interesting day.
So that's day one. Day two, what does that look like?
Day two, I feel like it's so interesting because actually earlier today, I was shooting a video and the phrase came up, it's not about what happens to you. It's kind of what you do with your circumstance and how do you kind of grow from it. And I think that, it's interesting. I mean, you go on social media, there's so many negative posts towards dentists and posts from staff about dentists and different things happening that I think that we as dentists need support. And I think that we not only need support, we need to really be our best selves so that whatever our circumstance is, we can kind of come out of it with the best outcome. And so I really wanted day two to be about you, about the practice owner. So I have Jay Geyer from the Scheduling Institute talking about how to harness your leadership skills and to give you some really great tips about that. I have Jessica Emery, who's an amazing branding expert. She's going to talk about personal and practice branding. And then we're going to kind of shift gears a little bit. We're going to have Erin Elliott, who's awesome. She's going to come and talk about the importance of sleep. So the importance for us as humans to sleep, but also how do you bring sleep dentistry successfully into your practice? So she's amazing with that. And then we have Joshua Austin, one of my faves, coming in and talking about mental health and wellness and, how do we keep ourselves as mentally healthy as we can. And
Especially
then,
after a long couple years of just economic issues for all of us Americans.
oh yeah, I mean, it's been rough. It almost doesn't
Yeah.
matter where you are, how you practice, how many
No.
practices you have. I mean, I think this is support we all sort of need. And then we're
Totally.
capping the conference with Uchi Odiatu.
Yes.
Going to talk. Yeah, I love him. We're
He's
going to be
amazing.
talking about wellness and, taking care of yourself, your patients, your practice, and really, oral systemic health. So I think it's going to be different for DE, but I think it's needed.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I'm excited to be a part of it. Excited to, talk and learn more about and meet new friends. There's a few people that I haven't met yet in the industry, and I'm excited to meet some more new friends. So for those of you that are listening, Pam is the chief editor of Dental Economics magazine. I didn't butcher that, did I?
No, that's right.
Okay. I want to know, how does one become the chief editor of a dental magazine as a practicing dentist?
Yeah, honestly, I feel really lucky. I feel like I was really just in the right place at the right time. And so basically I came back. So I was with Penwell, who's now Endeavor, who
Yep.
Dental Economics falls underneath that umbrella, back in 2015. So I was actually, part of the family there for a little while, and then they got acquired a couple of times, and then I kind of left for a bit. But then right in 2020, I came back as the chief editor for Dentistry IQ and the editorial director for the Dental Academy of CE. And to be honest with you, I kind of thought I was done. I was like, I'm really happy. I'm content. I've got my practice. Like, this is kind of perfect. And I kind of felt like there's nothing really more I feel like I need to do. I'm really happy in this role. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, I get this call that Chris Salerno's stepping down. And it took me a while because it was almost bittersweet. Chris put me up for this role, and so I'll always be super grateful for Chris Salerno for this. And
He's awesome.
So many things in the past. I mean, Chris is awesome. And it was one of those things where I was excited about it, but I was actually a little more sad because I didn't want to see Chris leaving us. And so
Sure.
It was one of those things that people would congratulate me. I'm like, thanks, but I'd give it up in a heartbeat if Chris wants to come back. That was kind of my answer to everything. And then all of a sudden I said, Chris, by choice, moved on to something that has inspired him and he's excited about it. And it's time for me to be excited about this and, roll up my sleeves and do it. And so it's been almost a year, and it's like nothing I could have ever imagined, but I also love it so much.
Yeah, I bet you're meeting lots of people around the world of dentistry, which is, if you haven't noticed, that's my favorite thing. I love meeting new people. So that sounds like an awesome benefit of being the chief editor of a magazine. And then obviously contributing to improve and better dentistry. I think that seems like a fun role to be in. So that is awesome. Yeah, I remember when Dental Economics was Penwell. I think I was writing for as a contributor at the time during 2015, 14, 15. I started writing for Dental Economics and Dentistry IQ. All those, I think you can still find a lot of my early articles of those days. But yeah, I've enjoyed being a part, at least a contributor to the magazine and Dentistry IQ. That's been it's a fun group of people, and it seems like a fun environment. So that's awesome. So for those of you listening, I would encourage you to go and register for the Principles of Practice Management. August, what were the dates again, Pam? August
26th, 27th in Nashville, Tennessee.
In Nashville, Tennessee. Is there a website people can go to register?
Oh, absolutely. I'll share the links with you.
I'll put them in the show notes.
Yeah, it's not like ppm.com. It's a little bit more confusing than that. So I'll share the link with you.
No worries. I did do a Google search, and all you have to do is Google search Principles of Practice Management, and it's the first one there. Also, I will put the link in the show notes for those of you that are listening. You can look at if you're driving, you can stop and click the link and look at it and register. But I would recommend that you go. Sounds like there's going to be a rockin' event, and we're gonna have a good time. And there's gonna be lots of awesome learning going on in August. So, Pam, thanks so much for coming on the show today.
Jordan, thank you so much for having me. I couldn't wait to be asked to be a guest with you guys. So thank you.
Awesome. Rock on, everybody. We'll talk soon.